and he was going on about this master and slave kind of stuff. He said, if he can help my daughter, but we would have to become his slaves and he our master. I didn't know what that meant, and I have the emails and going through them all.
Wait, sorry. This is when
I
your
know,
daughter was ill, right?
In
and
hospital,
he
yeah.
was emailing
It was about a
you.
week before she died.
He was emailing you a week before your daughter died because Miles, I guess, had told him the situation that you had confided in Miles.
Told him everything, yeah.
And so he'd gone ahead and told Simon, and Simon started emailing you out of the blue, saying that he could save your daughter, but you'd have to become his slave.
Yeah.
He said he could help your very sick daughter if he was to become your master and you the slave, and you and your daughter.
Me and my daughter, yeah. And he said I'll have to Skype with her immediately. You know, there has been abuse and manipulation going on by Simon Parkes with various people, and judging by the messages and emails I've received, it looks like it's been going on for a while, and several people were aware of this. So if that's the case and you were covering for this man, well, you all need to own up and accept what the public want to say to you, and just own up and accept it and swallow it, and either move on or climb out of it and pull yourself out of it and build yourself back up again and apologise and prove yourself to be a real truther and not just promoting these charlatans, because at the moment that's what a lot of you seem to be doing. A lot of people promoted Simon Parkes over the years on every radio show, so what does that say about all of you, you know? There's been a lot of complaints, I know, over the years about Simon Parkes, so have all of you just chosen to ignore that? You know, I'm finding this hard to believe, but if it's true, it needs to be said, it needs to be told, and you all need to suffer the consequences of that.
This is the alien being that I call Mum. It's adopted me, basically.
Marie Kayali, along with Simon Parkes and Miles Johnston, were part of a Channel 4 documentary in 2013 called Confessions of an Alien Abductee. Marie is a long-time UFO investigator and experiencer.
I have seen them appear in my room, and then you are just taken and you go up.
And why do they think they've been chosen?
Do you think you'll find the answer?
I think I'm getting very close, yeah.
Just outside Heathrow Airport is the technical base of a unique support group. Called a MASH, it's the only British helpline for people who believe they've been abducted by aliens.
We've come together to form a MASH, which stands for Anomalous Mind Management and Abductee Contactee Helpline. It's the only resource that we know of in the UK that provides a sympathetic ear and a port of call to those who are having extraordinary experiences.
Marie, if you could let the viewers know a little bit about yourself, a bit about your background.
Okay, I'm just a normal person who's had some UFO sightings. I'm an accountant by trade, so I've just been working, busy with my life, and saw some UFOs and decided to come forward with them to Miles Johnston in 2011. I did a couple of interviews and started from there, basically. That's where I met Simon Parkes. He'd done an interview with Miles Johnston as well. I think his was in 2010, so it was fairly new as well to the scene. Nobody heard of him before. I hadn't heard of him before. No one had heard of me before. It was the first time for everything. So both did the interview, but I noticed from that day, he seemed to have his nose in my life for some reason. He sort of dominated everything that I wanted to do. Any people I wanted to see, he would tell Miles Johnston, oh, you can't see that person, she's going to infiltrate her. And it was just loads of stupid stories and things would be cancelled. And I noticed that over the years, everything, Miles Johnston would go up and tell all these stupid stories, and he's been fed from Simon Parkes. Some regression was organised with a man called Tom Ryan, who's a famous psychic and does regression and hypnosis and things like that. And I said, yeah, I'm up for it. So I put myself up as a sort of guinea pig. And I thought, you've got some tests. I want to see what these tests are about. Are they real? Are you really can you really test for things? They have Miles Johnston had all these tests for everything, implants and all the rest of it. So I said, I'll put my forward self as a guinea pig. I'll do the test. Let me find out. So that's why I started doing these stupid tests that he had. And Simon Parkes, him and Miles Johnston were in with these alien implants. Like if you've got an implant, they could scan it and then Simon Parkes could remove it for a fee. So that was all going on from early 2013. And I never fell for any of it. But there was sort of that in the background. Oh, I had some spare time. I thought I'll get my stuff out there and go to some conferences and have a look what's going on in the circles. Bad mistake, it was all round. Anyway, I don't want to keep this too long. So I offered Miles the hotel room. Within about 30 seconds, Simon Parkes contacted me and said, I'll take it. I said, all right, okay. So I thought, well, he is speaking at the conference, I suppose, So maybe Miles would have had to pay for a hotel for him, who knows. So anyway, I thought, well, it's a good opportunity to meet him and ask him some questions. I knew he was very strict on what he talks about. It's on film. He won't answer anything, he hasn't prepared. So I thought it'd be good to get around him a bit. He's just as bad in real life anyway. So I met him, didn't like him that much. And the next morning he had his conference and he started sneaking away off in the afternoon. And I saw him going off. I was talking, having a cigarette outside. And I saw him sneaking off, saying goodbye to a few people. And I just shouted, Simon, you going? He said, oh, yes. I said, you're not even going to say goodbye? And he went, oh, sorry, yeah, bye. And I thought, what sneak after the hotel room and all. I didn't even say thanks. And then I realised when I went to pay the bill later on when I was checking out, or the next morning, it probably was, I think we stayed that night as well. I found he stiffed me for meals. He had dinner and breakfast on me as well. Didn't even, because I paid for the room, of course, it went to me, didn't it? Bill? So that was I thought, oh my God, he got his hotel room free, he got his meals free, he got his petrol free, because they paid his petrol. So, and he got paid for probably talking the conference. So from that minute, I just thought he is just a con man and a grifter. So mean. And then my daughter had some trouble in 2012. I hadn't had a lot to do with Simon Parkes. He was just digging the knife in here and there. I didn't care. I just saw him as a nobody, and I just didn't care. I thought, let him play stupid games. Never believed him from day one. And I knew I made a mistake coming forward to Miles Johnston. I just knew they were a pair of clowns. And I knew this wasn't going to be the end of it. And I'd probably never get rid of them. And I was right. But then 2012, my daughter sadly died. What happened was, I don't really want to go into too much details, but she committed suicide in 2012, and she was sick before 2 weeks before. She was in hospital, and that's when Simon Parkes contacted me out of the blue. I hadn't been in contact with him for probably a year or so. He contacted me out of the blue. I had told Miles Johnston, because he actually rang me one day when I was on the way to the hospital. So I said, oh, I'm on the way to the hospital, this has happened, and it's a horrible situation. So he told Simon Parkes all about it. I told him, I said keep it confidential. But he actually told Simon Parkes everything that was going on in my life, own personal business. And came home from the hospital one night, and there was an email from Simon Parkes. And I thought, this is strange. What's this about? And he says, oh, Marie, I've just been woken up last night, 3 o'clock in the morning. I had some voices telling me that you were in trouble and you really need some help. Straight away, I knew him and Miles Johnston were very close. Straight away, I knew he'd been telling my business. I just knew, didn't believe him for a second, but he pretended he was psychic and he was told to come and help me with my daughter. And so I didn't really interact that much with him because I was at the hospital and I was coming home, it was 10 o'clock, and there was emails from him sort of every night, and I'd catch up with my email then in the evening. And he started saying, I know you're in trouble. It was all the Illuminati are out to get you. You're badly deep in shit because you've come forward about these UFOs. They're going to get you. They're going to get your daughter. And it was all real scare tactics.
Oh, wow.
And
why is he doing
it was
this?
really bad.
Why was he targeting you?
I have no idea.
Was this something to scare you?
See, the thing is, Miles Johnston, he has this really weird crowd that follow him, and it's all about targeted individuals, and he tried to categorize me into all these pigeonholes from day one. And I was arguing with him, don't call me a targeted individual, I'm not a target, because that gang would hang on to me and think I was there to help them. And then he called me a super soldier, this super soldier crew, and I said, stop calling me a super soldier. So every week he was doing videos about me, so I had to actually in the end get a restraining order against him because it was going on. This was going on for about 7 years. Against Miles Johnston.
Miles, yeah.
So this is when Simon Parks started slandering me when he saw me coming forward about Miles Johnston, because I did a video in the end. Never did videos on YouTube before, didn't even really have a channel, never did anything about anybody, never even about myself, just didn't do videos. So I only started doing videos about 3 years ago, 2018 or something, the end of 2018. And when I came forward about Miles Johnston, I said, this man has been harassing me for 7 years. He won't leave me alone. I'm saying it in public. I'm calling the police. This is the end. I've given him so many warnings. So I sort of laid out in the line, and it went viral everywhere, and everybody was contacting me, and it just went mad. So he started really doing bad videos, slandering me. And that's when Simon Parks came in as well and started slandering me on his shows and saying I'm going to petrol bomb his house, and I called him a paedophile, which I didn't. He said all this stuff was on my Facebook. It's not, I don't even use Facebook. I'm only on there because I've got a few family, that's it. I don't really use it that much. So I'm going to read out the message from JP, and then after that I'm going to jump to Simon Park's side. He's made a post as well, which is absolutely outrageous. I didn't even actually read it. Some of his stuff is just so much shit. I skimmed through it. I can't even bother. It doesn't sink in. I've actually just read it now for the first time, and unbelievable. The lies in there, it's unbelievable. So I'm going to prove again. He's telling even more lies to get out of the lies he's already told. I can prove it again. Okay, I'll read JP's message. I found a statement by JP, who was the owner of Wolf Radio, I think, and who sacked him from the show. But there's a big statement here. I'm going to read it out. I've never seen this before, so this is my first time. It's going to be new to me. I just read the first line and thought I'd record it, so I don't like to do something twice, you know. Right. Over the years and months since I've been doing Connecting Consciousness show with him, there have been a few issues building up in the background which have caused me to question my choice to do the show with Simon Parks. So I knew it wasn't just to do with me. In the recent show, when he spoke about Marie Kayali, I felt increasingly uncomfortable as he spoke about her and how he referred to her. I didn't say anything then. I didn't know who she was at the time, but I have since discovered she herself was not involved with any illegal activities. I was then put in a difficult place, being asked to block comments on the YouTube archive, something I never do. This was a personally awkward moment for me and has caused me to review things that others close to me and also not known to me have been talking about. Coupled with other things said by those close to him and other allegations and drama about his conduct with clients has increasingly brought up doubts about his integrity with those close to him, not to mention comments by other clients and listeners. There are more dramas circulating and building, but these issues are directly connected to me, my relationship and my radio station. I have sat on this information for a while, but it is building to a head. The result is that I have chosen to end the Connecting Consciousness show on Wolf Spirit Radio as of the last broadcast, March the 18th. This is not for discussion. That's dated 4/6/2018. So there's no posts. He said he went to the police about me. He said I was arrested twice. He said I was warned not to talk about him ever again. all this kind of nonsense. He actually made posts about me on his website, and then he sent this email around to a few people that I know of. I know one was Dave from Shadows of Your Mind magazine. He sent him an email saying this woman has been arrested, she's not to be trusted, and you're doing an interview with her, and this is what she's been arrested for, this, that, and the other, and all sorts of things, which wasn't true. None of it was true. These posts that was on Simon Parks' page on Sunday, the 8th of April 2018. Right, here it goes. Dear all, thank you so much for your support. I'm very grateful for all the messages. Many of you have asked for me to explain a little more about all of this, and I've decided to do so. There is no truth that I started this first. When I became aware of what was being written about me, I visited 4 solicitors because I intended to deal with this in a civil action. However, on hearing and seeing what has been written about me, all 4 solicitors told me it was a police matter. The reason it is a police matter is due to the following reasons. First of all, police haven't come to see me. I've actually spoken to the police several times, and the calls, I've recorded the calls, and they're on my channel, talking about Simon Parks and talking about Miles Johnston. Now, the police have been to see Miles Johnston. He's been warned not to comment, not to make a video, not to post, not to even talk about me. And he was warned several weeks ago not to do that. Since the police have warned him, he's broken those conditions 7 times in several videos and posts about me. So the police called me and asked me how's it going. I told them he's broken the conditions. They were extremely annoyed and said, oh, has he now? Well, we'll see about that. And they were extremely annoyed. So they asked me to compile a list of the things he said, the dates and the videos and the posts, and it includes Ben Emlyn Jones and Simon Parks as well. The 3 of them are together, it's like ganging up to coordinated. I mean, they had this attack on me. Allegations that I've wanted to see nude pictures of 12-year-old girls. This is a lie and was posted on Facebook by MK. Allegations that I defraud old women out of their life savings. This is a lie and was also posted. A comment made at least twice on a YouTube video that this person would throw a grenade into my nest. Having sat next to this person at a Miles Johnston conference back in around 2012 and having heard her say that of another person, and on questioning the comment was told that it meant to petrol bomb his house. Posts on YouTube where this person states that she will punch me in the face, and on another post, smash me in the face. That's why the police consider this a crime. I was asked if the police were able to take court action, would I appear as their witness? I said yes. Obviously, the police have seen these posts for themselves. So far, this person has verbally attacked and threatened violence against me and Miles Johnston. She has been abusive about Ben Emlyn Jones. She has posted nasty links against Kerry Cassidy, and YouTube attacked 2 other people who I have not heard of. Now, he's saying I attacked Kerry Cassidy. I've done 1 video about Ben Emlyn Jones because I called him out on something. He's going off doing videos about me. Miles Johnston is a separate issue altogether because I have a long-standing grievance with him over a period of time. The police are looking at malicious harassment of me and my material with malicious intent over a long period of time. Extortion, he's trying to extort £15,000 from me to get the copyrights for my video so he won't carry on harassing me for years and years and years. And stalking harassment, even though he's blocked, he's been clearly stalking me over the years by, you know, making comments about my posts, but my Facebook posts, and even though he's blocked, he's able to see them under different names, obviously. So the police have all that, and the videos he's made, you know, slandering me again, defaming me, and even accusing me of murder, accusing me of being a Korean spy, and threatening to shoot me. All sorts of stupid things. The police have all this. So Simon Parks, the police have not come to see me. You have not gone to the police. I have not been warned. It's me who's gone to the police, and they are looking into all of you. And another thing with Miles Johnston as well is this list of over 400 porn sites that they're looking into, and they are looking into intelligence on Miles Johnston. And there's also some investigators in Canada, I believe, French Canada, who have spent years doing investigations on these UFO people, well, on different things, porn sites and child trafficking and things like that. And these people have come up. The ISP addresses Kerry Cassidy, I know David Wilcock, Miles Johnston, definitely I remember those three, but I've printed the list. They've contacted me, we spoke, they passed the information over to the FBI. So this is very serious, and these people are all connected, all running the same porn sites, all connected, and running shenanigans all over the place. So Simon Parks, the police haven't been to see me, lies there. This is why the police are involved. All present, there is some nasty energy at work, and I ask you all to think of light and love. First of all, you did start it. You did the comment about me on the radio show, calling me all sorts. So yes, you did start it, you fucking liar. Right, what's the rest? Let me see. 4 solicitors? You went to 4 solicitors, you dipshit. A man who pleads poverty is going to 4 solicitors for the same bullshit that won't stand up in a monkey court, as I said. Right, the police matter is due to the following allegations. Allegations that I've wanted to see nude pictures of 12-year-old girls. This is a lie, I was posted on Facebook. Fucking prove it. The police have seen nothing on my Facebook because it was never there. There is allegations about you asking 12-year-old girls for nude pictures, but it's not for me, and I have found the source, and I will be passing that on to the police, and it's nothing whatsoever to do with me. It was a couple of years ago, and you know who it is. Does the name Laura ring a bell? Well, that's not from me, that's from somebody else. So what's the next one? Allegations that I defraud old women out of their life savings. This is a lie, also posted. Where is that posted? Prove it, you prick. Prove it. Like I'm proving everything about you, you've proved nothing about me. So start proving this bullshit. Another one, comment made at least twice on YouTube that this person would throw a grenade into my nest. What I said was, I'm like a grenade, and I will blow people's nests, little cosy nests apart. Hardly the same as throwing a grenade into your house or something like that, you fucking dipstick. Having sat next to this person at a Miles Johnston conference, first of all, you stink like a fucking pig. There's no way I would have sat next to you, so that's a lie for a start. So in around 2012, yeah, and I paid for your hotel room, and you stiffed me for meals, you low-life scumbag. So, having sat next to this person, having heard to say of another person on questioning the comment, was told that it meant to petrol bomb his house. Right, I'm Irish. Petrol bomb a house, that's a racist comment, you piece of shit. I'm going to the police, that is a downright racist comment because I'm Irish, referring to a petrol bomb. Who am I going to petrol bomb? I was at a conference, seeing people, listening to people, so who am I going to petrol bomb? You were sitting next to me. I sat the other side of the room, and that's on video, you can see that very clear. I'm a mile away from you. So sitting next to me and saying that, you're full of shit. Another lie. And the other bit of this email here, the other bit of your post, you claim you knew I was a dodgy character and you tried to took your distance from me. Well, actually, again, I can prove you to be a complete fucking ridiculous liar. Because I was even shocked at the emails I had. I completely forgot about all these emails I had from you when you were actually trying to chat me up, asking me where I live, am I single, oh, we're soulmates, we're so alike, we're the only ones that are genuine, or I have so much email, I forgot even I had these. You were chatting me up, finding out where I live, pan signs in your eyes when I say Kensington, oh wow, and then you started trying to hook me in from there. It's all very clear. and the emails here, you're flirting like a lunatic. They made me want to vomit. So if you just say you tried to distance yourself, again, I can prove it's a lie. All that's lies. So there again, the police haven't come to see me, lies. And in no way did you try to distance yourself. You tried your best to meet me, and over weeks I have all the emails, and I'm going to be reading them out, and I'm going to print them all, put them all, post them all, and we'll see now. I mean, again, so many lies. Just to backtrack and get yourself out of the lies you've already told. You've told more lies, and I can prove them as well. The police said you can't go making false allegations. Well, again, you've made these allegations yourself. I've never said this. You made these allegations yourself. So what you went to the police with is beyond me. But I went to the police with is a pile like this of emails, texts and everything else, and answer phone messages, posts, videos, the lot. So so who's getting away with this?
This sounds like harassment. You know,
I did speak to the police about it. I put the calls to the police on my channel the other day, actually. I came across a long one where I explained to the police what was going on. And they said to me, this is malicious communication and you have got a case and we urge you to go with it. But then he took the post down immediately. He didn't mention me again. And he got sacked from the radio show and he took anything down that he'd referred to me. So I thought, well, there's no point in still complaining. You know, the police will say, well, he's stopped now. So do you still want to go ahead with it or whatever? So I thought, well, he's stopped, so there's no point. So he hasn't really bothered me since then. But then started looking through the emails about this, what he was trying to manipulate with me when my daughter was ill. And he was going on about this master and slave kind of stuff. He said, if he helps, he can help my daughter, but we would have to become his slaves and he our master. I didn't know what that meant, and I have the emails and going through them all.
Wait, sorry. This is when your daughter was ill, right?
In hospital,
he was emailing.
It was about a week before she died.
He was emailing you a week before your daughter died because Miles, I guess, had told him the situation that you had confided in Miles.
Told him everything, yeah.
And so he'd gone ahead and told Simon, and Simon started emailing you out of the blue, saying that he could save your daughter, but you'd have to become his slave.
Yeah. But we would have to become his master.
Sorry, you're breaking up.
We would have to become his slave, and he our master.
Sorry.
And
it's funny at this exact point, the Zoom seems to be skipping.
I just got a sign there saying my internet is unstable.
Oh, okay, right, okay, it's coming back. It's come back now. So to reiterate, at this point, he started sending you emails, and he said he could help your very sick daughter by. If he was to become your master and you the slave, and you and your daughter,
me and my daughter, and he said I'll have to Skype with her immediately.
Set up a Skype immediately.
Sorry, I didn't catch that last bit.
Set up a Skype immediately.
He said, he won't, and I kept saying, well, she's in her. Yeah, I need to see her. I need to see her, and this is what he was saying. I need to see your daughter for about a week or something. He was saying. I was saying, well, no, she's too ill. I don't want to see anybody, and I have to be careful what I say to her. I don't want to say all this because he was sort of, see, the thing is, he didn't know what I believed. I've never told anybody what my actual beliefs are. And in fact, I don't really believe quite a lot. I don't believe in Illuminati. I don't believe in all this, a lot of rubbish out there, and especially the Miles Johnston rubbish. But I've never actually said so. So he wasn't sure what I actually believed. So he was going on about this Illuminati, you're in deep shit, they're going to get you, and they're after your daughter, and all this kind of stuff.
Sorry,
so he thought he
I'm going to have to keep stopping you. Why would the Illuminati be after your daughter? What?
I've no idea. This is what he said. I have no idea why. Because I came forward about some stupid UFOs. I don't know that much. It's not like I know some big dark secrets or anything like that.
It sounds like he was getting a kick out of harassing and trying to scare you.
seems that way. So after my daughter died then, this is all going on in October. My daughter died the 2nd of November. So it was only then February, March when I started looking at his emails and looked back at them and thinking, what the hell was he on about? What was he going on? I want to know. So I started reading over them. I thought there's something seriously wrong here. And I thought, I don't want to let this man away with it. I really just needs to go public and I need to speak about this. But I didn't really, I told a few people, I suppose, but I didn't really make it public. And he was always sort of probably worried when it would come out and when I would say something. And he saw when I first did the interview or the video about Miles Johnston, he jumped in and he probably knew she's going to come forward now. And this is when he tried all his dirty tricks and lawyers, 4 lawyers onto me. And I said, get your lawyers, I don't care, I'm ready for them. Get your stupid lawyers.
Well, I mean, again, we said before we pressed record, the truth is that your shield, truth is my shield. And yeah, it is current. There's some reoccurring themes here from people that have spoken up.
I know that now, yeah.
People that are speaking up now, and people that are preparing to speak up but are still terrified of what that may mean in terms of, because Simon loves to throw around threats of legal action like confetti, and we've seen it before, and Kevin Moore has had this, by the way, my lawyers will be watching, etc. He is very even the other day he was talking about a case that he actually won. And he was talking about that in an interview, and he was basically saying it doesn't matter where you are, I can get you, and that we've won again, and don't listen to anyone on social media, if listen to the courts, etc., because you won a case on some technicality, right? So, but the problem is there are a lot of people that know the truth about some of the behaviors, some of the actions that this man has taken, and some of them are dark.
Came across something interesting on Simon Park's website, but obviously he's deleted it now because this is not here. But look at this ridiculous gobshite. Dad, out of my life forever. Carry on down. A very big thank you to Fran for making me aware of how the Draco I called Dad had been using me to attack people and women in particular. I am really pleased to say that I have expelled him from my life, and I'm very sorry for any harm or distress that he has caused others using me. What a nice man. So basically what he's saying is Daddy did it. So all these attacks on women, everything he's being accused of, just wash it away, sweep it away, because Daddy did it.
And a lot of women are coming forward to say a lot of these things. And
good.
I think that a lot of people are starting to see that it's not just one or two cases, it's a lot of these people. A lot of people are saying, well, I don't know about her. She's probably just, saying this for whatever her motive might be. I mean, I don't really see, what many of these motives may be, but there's a lot of people, obviously, there's like a messiah complex around the guy. Like, he runs a cult, like he's a cult leader.
Yeah.
So
he does.
they will stick up to him, and there's a lot of people now asking me that are within this Connecting Consciousness group, this is interesting, can you tell me more? We need to see more proof, and we need to, will these ladies come out and say more? And because I'm speaking to some people that are weary and maybe don't want to come out and talk about some of this stuff at the moment, but they may do as things start to
they see other
unravel
people
further.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you speaking up about your experiences.
Thank
and
you.
These experiences have been there. Some people have said, well, why has it never been said before? Actually, Marie Kayali has documented her experiences for ages, and a lot of people wouldn't listen. right?
Yeah.
So
it was he has a lot of trolls. There's people. I got death threats and everything, and my channel was taken down. He strike my channel. So I had my channel with 20,000 subs on there, and there was privacy ones, harassment ones. He just overflooded my channel one day with so many strikes. Him and Miles Johnston, that there was just no excuses. Wouldn't even give me a chance to sort of say, well, this is wrong. So I didn't complain in time and didn't get back to him in time, and I left it. And after a month, your channel's gone. I just thought, oh, sod it, I've had enough anyway. So I just left it. So I didn't even contest it or fight about it. I left them. So they probably thought, great, she's gone. Then I pop back up again.
She's never coming back. And if she does, I'll try and, legal action and lawyers, or, I will continue to try and slander her, which is what his tactic was before, right? Trying to say about all these posts and stuff that never existed. This is awful. I mean, the most shocking thing you've expressed so far is what happened when your daughter was very ill, and you've got the emails to back this up, and the evidence is all there from all of your interactions, and that's probably what's most frightening for him with you. And I think with a lot of these people that are coming forward, they do have text, they do have messages, they do have emails, and so that.
This is the thing. I mean, he did say to me as well, he sort of blamed me for killing my own daughter afterwards. He sent me a horrible email and said, you killed your own daughter. You preferred to pray and get your crystals and all this kind of rubbish instead of listening to me. And he actually said this in the CC circles. She killed her own daughter because she wouldn't listen to me. A few people have told me that back.
Jeez,
and I just thought, oh, the man is just foul. This proves, this is 2013, 2012, 2011, 2012. This proves he had bad intentions from day one, in my eyes anyway. He just come forward. He wasn't well known on the circuit. He started out the way he meant to go on, and boy, has he done that, in my eyes anyway. He's just got worse. Absolutely. He has, I don't know how he has the cheek to call himself spiritual or be anywhere near any spiritual people. There's nothing spiritual about that man. Evil, I'd say, more evil than anything. There's nothing good about that man. I've never seen him do anything good for anybody. All you hear is complaints from people and the way he treats them. And a lot of them are vulnerable and looking for guidance. And it just tears me apart to speak to some of these people. I do get a few emails here and there, and have been for quite a while. And some of the stories are just so heartfelt. These are not disgruntled customers. These are people who have invested in him and invested their own time and effort and money, and are just so withdrawn now and depressed and everything else, and know he's been lying to them and just don't know where to go, basically, and just feel disgusted with themselves, which I said, you shouldn't do that. It's not your fault. He's trained. He's actually trained in brainwashing people. He reads all these books to do with mind control and everything else, and MI5, and so he can, he drops little things in here and there to give people the impression that he's got all this background when really he hasn't. He's just a nobody, a driving instructor that appeared on TV and took it from there.
Yeah. Speaking about that, he is a wordsmith. He's very good with his words. He's got a sort of character charm, some might say, that seems to.
I can't see it myself.
Well, but a lot of people are easily trusting, in general, but of him because of that, especially in outside the UK. I mean, the British accent can charm, or so I'm told.
The Americans,
Americans, yeah. So, but not only that, talking about the words he uses, and he uses certain words and he uses them in a certain way, and some may say that it's like neuro-linguistic programming, like the MK Ultra stuff you talk of as well.
He does, yeah.
Whether he
picks up the little tips here and there, and he adds them all into his little techniques.
So what interaction? I mean, after your daughter sadly passed away, which I'm really sorry to hear about, and he did that bit of harassment. Did you then have any more interaction or issues with Simon after those things had happened?
No, not from him directly. No, just strikes on my channel now and again. There was one, he put in one recently, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, for sex and nudity. There was no bullying, there was no harassment, there was no swearing, there was nothing like that. So he put a sex and nudity issue in, and they took the video down. It was me talking on the screen, just like this, just my face talking about Simon Parks. And I spoke to YouTube and I said, "There's no sex and nudity, it's ridiculous." And they let me put it back up. So you tried.
Okay,
that was
good.
the only thing you could try.
Triumphant there.
So it shows me he's still looking at my channel and keeping an eye on what's going on.
Still stalking. Still
stalking, yeah.
He would be still
Still
harassing if he
creepy.
wasn't probably afraid of what you might say.
I was afraid I'll definitely get him arrested if he ever harasses me again.
Good on
And
you. Yeah.
Miles Johnston's not off the hook yet either.
Yeah. And yeah, so you have all the emails, and you have the evidence there, the content you've put out around the calls with the you said you'd put up about the other day about the call to the police. You've made
the long version. It's long.
Yeah.
It's about 10 minutes. So it's got everything in there. I'm explaining what he's done and what he's doing, and the police said there's nothing against my name, because he said I'm going to be arrested. He was telling people she's been arrested, and so I was waiting. Am I going to be arrested? So I rang the police myself and asked them, "Is there anything, a complaint against me?" And they said no. There was nothing against my name. So I said, "Well, could you send me an email saying that so I can put it online and say, look, this man is lying?" But I have it in the call anyway, twice, in 2 calls. Actually, one was a visit from the police, and one was a phone call. I put them both on my channel. I recorded the visit from the police when they came down. So, I mean, what about Simon Parks? He says he's gone to the police about me 3 times, which he hasn't.
I would imagine somebody's going to be investigating this. To be
Can you tell me, is there a report about me to the police? Because he's saying it here in public, the police have gone to her twice. I haven't had any complaints against me.
In that case, if the police haven't been to you, he's just talking nonsense, isn't it?
Had a call from the Worcester police today, very interesting. The lady said to me, "Could you tell me what you know about Simon Parks?" And I said, "Oh yeah, could I?" So 20 minutes later, she got a good rundown on what I know about Simon Parks. 20 minutes later, she says, "Well, I'm just actually calling to say that there's nothing going to be done, and this is the end of it." And I said, what does that mean? I thought they were talking about my case, basically. And I said, "What does that mean? And why are you calling from Worcester?" And she said, "Oh no, he's made a complaint against you back in February, or he tried to make a complaint against you." I said, "He tried to make a complaint against me?" And I started laughing, and she started laughing. And I said, "Well, he's saying," I said, "this, that and the other." I said, "He needs to produce the evidence." She said, "I know, we asked him to produce something, the evidence or whatever he's complaining about, and he could produce fuck all, because there is nothing. It's not against the law to call somebody fucking 10 hairs. It's not against the law to call someone a twat. It's not against the law to call someone out on their bullshit. That's not against the law, you fucking idiot." So I said to her, "Well, I'm exposing him for what he is. I don't care if I get arrested or not, or if it's against the law or not. I'm exposing him, and I'm exposing every single thing. I told her about the emails, the master and slave, what you tried to drag me into a week before my daughter died." She was disgusted. I said, "So if anyone should be getting looked at, it should be him." And she agreed. And she says, "Well, have a nice day, Marie, and I hope your case goes well. But just to assure you, this is going nowhere from you, Mr. Parks, you fucking idiot." So, circulating that there's a new crime number, and I've been cautioned, arrested, called, visited, load of bullshit. Didn't happen. They were calling me to actually laugh at you. And I directed her to a few places to have a look. So, Parks, again, you fucking shot yourself in the foot again. Daddy did it. Do me a fucking favor, you dipstick.
So, guys, please go and check out Marie's channel. There will be a link in the description. Marie, if you could say anything to those still following Simon, firstly, what would you say to them?
Oh, I would say, please research this man. He is a con man. He definitely, and he has been from day one. And I can say that with wholeheartedly and mean it, absolutely 100% truth. I just feel for the people who think that he can guide them, and he's making a fool out of them. And he doesn't care about the people for a start. He doesn't give them the time that they deserve. I know a lot are in CC and just want some guidance from him, and his time seems to be very rare with giving people anything at all. Just but wants everything back, wants everything from them. They're not prepared to put he's not putting any work in at all. I don't know. I really don't know how he can live with himself, to be honest. So I just think people should research him and maybe don't listen to everything he says. Even keep an open mind until you know. I really don't know what to say other than that, because I can see right through him, and I don't know how people can't. So it just baffles me that people can't see through him.
And if you could say to anything to these people, these women, or you know, these people that have been negatively affected by him in some way, that had put their faith in him and they've been taken advantage of, say, perhaps, or if you could speak to these people that don't feel they can speak up at the moment, or worried about what might happen afterwards, if you could speak to them, what would you say?
Well, they could always write to me in confidence. I keep confidences very well, and you know, they could always do that. But I would say definitely don't blame yourself. Don't feel that you've been stupid. A lot of people are thinking, I feel so stupid now, you know, and I'm thinking, well, don't, because this man is practicing this on a daily basis, and he knows exactly what he's saying, and he knows how to manipulate people. He's an expert at it. So when somebody's doing that, you know, full-time as a full-time job, you shouldn't feel stupid for being taken in. We're all being taken in. Everybody's been taken in. Absolutely. And we've been taken in by people before him, and we'll be taken in by people after him. It's just some of them are just really good at it.
Yeah.
And it's just but maybe listen to people who are coming forward, because it's taken a lot to come forward. Me, myself, not so much, you know. I'm a bit cheeky and things like that. Oh, I've got the guts and I'm a bit brave in that respect, but I can understand people who have children and, you know, other things, and they just don't want people to know that they've been giving him private information maybe, or something, or needed the help that they needed, or they were that vulnerable. But we're all vulnerable at some stage in our lives, and you know, turn to someone, don't we? And sometimes it's the wrong person, you made a mistake, and you just have to think, oh my God, I won't do that again. And I'll be more careful next time, maybe.
A life lesson well learned, and one that many of us,
as long as we learn a lesson, as long as we learn from it, I think it's the main thing, isn't it?
Now, Marie's account is quite some compelling stuff. I'm going to show the exchange of emails between Marie and Simon now. And I must pre-warn you that entwined in these emails is the story that was going on at the time of these emails, which it's not a story, it's real life, which is Marie's daughter obviously being very ill and sadly taking her own life. Now, this is quite distressing content, and there are links in the description for anyone who is having any thoughts of this manner, any suicidal tendencies, or anyone that has family, friends, or any loved ones that are going through such a situation. So I will show this email exchange now. I will show her proof that this happened, and the whole master slave scenario. But be pre-warned that this can be, for some, quite distressing content.
This is the first email.
Hi, I write to you now because I have to. It's now 4:30 a.m. At 4 a.m. I was awakened. You have sat through one of my talks. You know who Mum is. Well, he has been at me again. Lol. You also know that of late I have been getting involved with people, mostly women, who have been or are the subject of manipulation from the dark Illuminati. I am presently working with Kathy Morgan, who is in a match. Mina, the young woman from Croatia, who over 9 months I have taken from dark to light. Well, even had a boyfriend placed with her. This bit of shit was called Jim, and his job was to destabilize her while managing her. Well, he is not around now. I destroyed him. Kathy had both boyfriends and husbands who did the same. None of them were met by chance. All of them were placed or meetings arranged. Look, I don't really understand. I have learned not to ask, but around 4 a.m. I supported you. Not help to you, but to another. I have a message for you. I hope you know what it means. She returns to you. She has crossed over the gap between this world and their world of control. Call her to you, as you have been. I am assisting you, Marie. You may have felt something. You may have felt me. Who knows? I don't have anything like all the answers. I just help where I can. Simon.
Straight away, when I read that, I knew Miles Johnston had been feeding him my information. Just knew straight away. My response the next day at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Has Miles spoken to you by any chance? Question mark, Marie. Hi. No, he answered straight away, actually, 13, same, within a couple of minutes.
Hi. No. I did have an email regarding the editing of the conference he sent me yesterday. The usual Miles, short, badly written, and leaving one wondering, what's that about? Lol. Kiss. Why? Is Miles trying to get hold of us? Simon. Kiss.